there, my intergalactic demon slayers. Today we're diving headfirst into the infernal depths of a game that had us swapping our floppy disks faster than a cyber demon's rocket barrage. Prepare yourself for a nostalgia trip right back to the fiery corridors of Doom, the game that turned your sweet, innocent computer into a demon-slaying arcade. And stick around, because later I'll uncover a secret so shadowy, it's like finding a BFG 9000 in your backyard. When we crack open the history of Doom, it's like stepping into a time machine back to 1993, when a small group of developers at id Software launched what would become a revolution in gaming. Spearheaded by John Carmack and John Romero, this team wasn't just about creating a game, they were about rewriting the rules of what games could be. Carmack, a programming prodigy, was driven by an obsession to push the boundaries of PC gaming technology. The engine he developed for Doom introduced concepts such as real-time 3D rendering and binary space partitioning, which allowed the game's environment to be more complex and immersive than anything else seen before. These technical innovations not only made the game visually striking, but also significantly enhanced the gameplay speed and fluidity, setting a new standard for what action games could achieve. But why go to all this trouble for a video game? The answer lies in the competitive spirit of the team. id Software was determined to outdo their previous hit, Wolfenstein 3D, and to dominate the burgeoning market of first-person shooters. Doom was their chance to up the ante, combining technical brilliance with hardcore, adrenaline-pumping action. The development of Doom wasn't just a technological journey, though. It also had its fair share of controversies. One significant issue was the game's graphic violence and satanic imagery, which ignited debates and drew criticism from various groups. This attention only fueled the game's popularity, turning it into a topic of cultural discourse and making it a symbol of video game rebellion against the mainstream norms. Moreover, the developers introduced the concept of modding and shareware distribution, revolutionary marketing techniques at the time. Doom was distributed as shareware, meaning the first part of the game was free to copy and share, encouraging widespread dissemination. This strategy not only made Doom incredibly popular, but also fostered a community of modders who could create and share their own content using the game's engine, extending the life and relevance of the game far beyond its initial release. Doom has you step into the combat boots of the game's silent protagonist, commonly referred to as Doom Guy. This character is not your typical hero. He's a space marine with a simple mission: blast his way through hordes of demons from hell. The beauty of Doom Guy is his simplicity, making him an everyman with whom players can easily identify. His mission is straightforward: survive and eradicate the demonic threat. Now, you might be thinking, a game about shooting demons in space corridors? How deep can this story really be? Well, Doom cleverly uses its minimalistic plot to enhance the gameplay rather than overshadow it. Set on Mars's moon Phobos and then Deimos, the narrative begins after a teleportation experiment gone wrong, opening the gateway to hell. The story is delivered through the text screens between levels, keeping the narrative flow simple and letting the action take center stage. This approach to storytelling was revolutionary at the time because it broke away from the convention of video games needing complex narratives to be engaging. Doom proved that a compelling game experience could be built around the core mechanics of shoot, dodge, and explore, paired with a basic narrative framework that sets the stakes high and the action higher. Each level of Doom is designed not just as a shooting gallery, but as a maze-like puzzle full of secrets, traps, and hidden areas. This design philosophy not only provided a gameplay challenge, but also added replayability, encouraging players to explore every nook and cranny of the demonic bases and landscapes to uncover all the game's secrets. Diving deeper into the gameplay mechanics of Doom, it's clear this wasn't just your run-of-the-mill shoot-'em-up. It was a genre-defining masterpiece that introduced several innovations still cherished in gaming today. First off, the use of first-person perspective was not completely new, but Doom elevated it with a fast-paced action and smooth, real-time 3D rendering that felt more immersive than anything gamers had experienced before. The game's engine allowed for variation in height and light levels, creating a three-dimensional environment with stairs, platforms, and darkness that could be used strategically. Players weren't just moving left and right on a flat plane, they were exploring complex spaces where enemies could appear from above or below, adding a thrilling layer of unpredictability. The arsenal at Doom Guy's disposal was another game changer, from the reliable shotgun to the devastating BFG 9000. Each weapon had its unique feel and strategic use, encouraging players to adapt their approach based on their technical needs and the types of enemies they faced. This variety in armament, combined with the need to conserve ammunition, made every encounter a pulse-pounding experience. Furthermore, Doom's gameplay was more than just blasting demons. The levels were labyrinth puzzles, filled with secret rooms, hidden switches, and obscure passageways that rewarded exploration and curiosity. This design encouraged multiple playthroughs, as players would often return to levels to discover every secret and maximize their score. And just when you think you've figured out all the secrets Doom has to offer, let me drop another bombshell on you. If you've been blasting through this video like Doom Guy through Hordes of Hell Knights, pause for a moment. Smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming history. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Just like you wouldn't want to miss a hidden invulnerability spear when you're surrounded. Incorporating multiplayer modes, including co-op and deathmatch, was perhaps one of the most significant contributions to the gaming culture. Doom allowed players to connect via local area networks for cooperative play or face-off in deathmatches, laying the groundwork for modern multiplayer gaming and creating communities around competitive gameplay. But when Doom burst onto the scene in December 1993, it didn't just enter the market. It blasted its way through like a BFG blast through a horde of barons of hell. Within just a few years, millions of copies had been downloaded, making it one of the most distributed games of its time. This figure doesn't even account for the widespread shareware distribution, which further amplified its reach. Doom wasn't just a game people played, it was a game that people shared fervently, spreading it across countless floppy disks and nascent internet connections. The sales figures of Doom are a bit tricky to nail down due to its initial shareware distribution model, where the first episode, Knee Deep in the Dead, was free to distribute and play. This genius marketing strategy allowed Doom to reach an astronomical number of players, many of whom would go on to purchase the full game to uncover all of its demonic secrets. Estimates suggest that by 1995, over 10 million people had played Doom, a staggering number considering the era. The cultural impact of Doom extended far beyond just its impressive sale numbers, though. It popularized the first-person shooter, or FPS genre, setting a template that games still follow today. That fast-paced, high-intensity gameplay became a benchmark for action games, influencing titles from Halo to Call of Duty. Doom also introduced the concept of deathmatch, a multiplayer mode where players battle against each other, a format that has become a staple in the gaming industry. But Doom's influence seeped into popular culture, sparking debates about video game violence and its impact on society. As said earlier, the game's graphic content and portrayal of demonic imagery led to controversies and discussions in media outlets, making it a cultural phenomenon that was as divisive as it was popular. The legacy of Doom also includes its impact on the modding community. The game's engine was designed to be easily modifiable, and id Software actively encouraged modification. This open approach led to the creation of thousands of custom levels and mods, which kept the game fresh and continually evolving long after its official updates had stopped. Some of these mods even became standalone games, demonstrating Doom's significant role in fostering a creative and vibrant gaming community. But this game is infamous not just for its adrenaline-pumping action, but also for the layers of hidden content that developers snuck into the digital corners of its dark, demon-infested world. One of the best-kept secrets in Doom is its presence of John Romero's head on a spike in the final level of Doom 2. This Easter egg can only be accessed by using the no-clip cheat, allowing players to walk through walls. Hidden behind the game's final boss, the Icon of Sin, Romero's head sits on a spike waiting to be found. This was an inside joke turned into a legendary secret, reflecting the quirky humor of the Doom's development team. Beyond individual secrets, though, Doom also featured a plethora of cheat codes that had become as iconic as the game itself. Codes like IDDQD for God Mode and IDKFA for full weapons and keys are etched in the memory of gamers, providing not just shortcuts but also new ways to experience the game. These codes contributed to the game's culture, spawning countless gaming sessions devoted to exploiting these cheats for maximum carnage. If you know any other codes that you'd like to share, go ahead and put them down in the comments. Moreover, the soundtrack of Doom, composed by Bobby Prince, is another layer of the game that holds hidden nods to pop culture. Many tracks in the game are inspired by songs from popular metal bands like Metallica and Pantera. This not only enhanced the game's aggressive, pulse-pounding atmosphere, but also connected it to a broader cultural context that resonated deeply with the game's audience in the early 90s. One lesser-known fact about Doom is how its development influenced the creation of the term deathmatch. As said earlier, the developers at id Software were among the first to use the term to describe players battling against each other over a network. This term and concept would go on to become a foundational feature in multiplayer gaming, forever changing the landscape of gaming interaction. So whether you're blasting through demon hordes with your trusty shotgun or discovering the joy of IDDQD, Doom wasn't just a game, it was a gateway to a new era of digital mayhem. Now, as we've journeyed through the infernal realms of its development, gameplay, and hidden secrets, remember, while Doom taught us to face our fears, dodge fireballs, and save the world, it also taught us the most important lesson of all. Never trust a soul sphere that looks too easy to grab, because in Doom, just when you think you've seen it all, there's always another demon around the corner, or, in this case, another secret waiting to be uncovered in the depths of its code. If you enjoyed creeping through the halls on the history of Doom, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.